Director of the Alabama Humanities Foundation. And today, as we celebrate our 40th anniversary of the Alabama Humanities Foundation, I want to thank you all for coming and helping us celebrate this wonderful anniversary. We've got an outstanding program today. You're going to hear some wonderful things. We're going to recognize some great teachers from across the state. And I believe you're going to walk away today feeling very good about Alabama and all the things that the humanities community does for this world. A couple of administrative notices. Okay, well, everybody take their phone out. Please put it on silent. And then finally, if you're sitting at your table, you'll see a little complimentary gift, a mug. In the mug, you'll find a listing of all our sponsors. We want you to make sure you see that and thank them. If you're aware, know any of them, please thank them for helping support us. And also, you'll find a little card on there. It's a little survey card. And it's self-addressed. You can either fill it out today. We ask a couple of ideas, a couple of opinions. This is a great time for us to get 400 of our near and dearest friends to give us their opinion. So you can either fill it out as we speak, or take it home and mail it, and we'd love to hear what you have to say. If you'll also, when you get on there, if you'll put your email address on there, and we'll try not to inundate your inbox, but we do send out a monthly e-newsletter, and we also send out our Mosaic magazine free of charge. We'd love to make sure you're on our mailing list. If you fill it out, give us your email address, and if you want a hard copy of the magazine, give us your physical address, and we'll make sure we get that to you. And one last thing, I want to give a shout out to our young professionals out there. If anybody's taking pictures today, we have a hashtag. Hashtag AHF Luncheon. So you can go download it, we'll put all pictures all over the place. And if you look at if you look at Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, whatever that stuff is, they'll be there for y'all to look at. Y'all may have noticed this year is going to be a little bit different. In the past, we've always recognized some outstanding teachers, and in the past we've done this at reception beforehand. This year we thought we'd get what better way than to recognize the winners of our Jenice Riley Memorial Scholarship Award winner. And we give each one of these teachers a $1,000 scholarship based on a request they made. So let me tell you a little bit about the program if you're not aware of it. The Alabama Humanities Foundation awards the Jenice Riley Memorial Scholarship to kindergarten through 6th grade teachers who are looking to enhance their curriculum in the student's classroom, or their student's classroom. This $1,000 award allows those teachers to go to a seminar, an institute, or purchase classroom materials, or create a program that could improve their students' understanding. And this is based on it's an application. We look at the various various requests out there, and we try and pick the best ones that are there. Now, the Jenice Riley Memorial Scholarship was created in the memory of the late Jenice Riley for her extraordinary commitment to improving the quality of education in Alabama. The daughter of our former governor, Bob and Patsy Riley, Jenice had this passion for teaching kindergarten and infused her students with creativity and a desire to learn. She encouraged parents to get involved in their children's education and actively promoted a better educational programs and disciplines within the community. Today I'm going to ask the governor and Mrs. Riley to help with this presentation, and Gwen's going to be up here too. And I'm going to bring up the teachers individually, and they're going to tell you in a very short version about how they're going to spend their dollars and how they're going to make their classroom a better place. First, I'd like to introduce Lindsay Urban. She teaches 3rd grade and 4th grade at Calera.
Good afternoon. This year with the Jenice Riley Memorial Scholarship funding, my students will be working with the city of Calera to create a display structure for a bell that once resided in the Calera Presbyterian Church adjacent to our school property. This bell was moved to storage years ago after renovations due to structural concerns in the belfry. The students have spent the last month engaged in authentic committee work, picking over every detail, selecting options for the location of the structure, designing a patio area, choosing plants for landscaping, and developing structure ideas to create a project presentation for our city council. We will actually be presenting this evening at 6:30. With the help of this generous grant, the kids get to take part in bringing this piece of history back to our city. They get to take a vested interest in city issues, gain hands-on experience with city politics and decision-making, and better understand the roles of local history and citizenship. I'm proud to be able to watch them learn and grow through this one-of-a-kind experience, and cannot thank you enough for this opportunity.
Next, we're going to see if Abby Lucas, who teaches third grade at St. Aloysius, can come up here, but she's on crutches, but she says she can make it. So we're going to see.
Well, my sister last night told me to break a leg today. So, although this is a recovery from a surgical procedure, I still got a little bit of humor from it. But first off, I want to thank the board of the Alabama Humanities Foundation and Governor and Mrs. Riley for giving me this opportunity for my classroom. Like I said, I'm a third grade teacher at St. Aloysius Catholic School in Bessemer, which is, if you are Alabama fans, it's about halfway from here to Tuscaloosa Academy Drive. And around our area is a lot of urban. We have a lot of dealerships and, fast food places and stuff like that. And one thing that's very important to me is smiling and bringing smiles to others and smiling myself and letting smiling be kind of a chain reaction throughout our lives. And I incorporate smiling with happiness and happiness with warmth and joy. And when I was thinking about what I would want to do with this scholarship or this great money and what I would want to do for the community of Bessemer, I thought of it would just be a very nice time to bring in some warmth and sunshine and happiness into the community around that urban area, and bring in a garden that my kids and I, or my third grade class and I, can kind of build and create together, so that not only the people of Bessemer, when they're driving by and see the hard work that my kids were able to put into it, not only get that warmth and joy from them, but also for my kids to have that satisfaction of, I did that for my community. As the board was going over my project, they gave me some very, very good feedback, and decided to make it kind of more of a catalyst of events. Instead of pouring a bucket of ice cold water over your head, why not make it a challenge to other schools for them to kind of strive to do the same thing for their community. So once we are done with our garden, I plan to say, this is what we did for our community, what are you going to do for yours? So my kids and I are very excited about it. They're excited to have kind of the second field trip in the spring to start this going, and they will help me to continue it grow as they will talk to other people in their community as well. But thank you so much again for this great opportunity, and my class and I, as well as my school, appreciate all the work that you do for us and will continue to do for us. So thank you very much. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day.
Next, I'd like to ask Brandy Russell to come up.
I'm Brandy Russell, and I teach first grade at Weaver Elementary School. That's in Calhoun County, near Oxford, and between Oxford and Jacksonville. There's an old Native American proverb that says, tell me and I'll forget, show me and I may not remember, but if you involve me, I'll understand. So with fewer public schools than ever offering visual arts, drama, and dance programs like they did more than 10 years ago, I saw that there was a true need for that. Because I know that through dramatic expression, that students can connect with struggles of the past or concerns of the present. So dramatic expressions like role play, readers' theater, simulations, those are the types of things that truly engage students' imaginations, and they engage them in issues of the present or of the past. So drama programs are a great way for that to take place. So my goal is to create a drama program at Weaver for K-6 children, and we will perform 2 performances this year, one in December, it'll be entitled The American Revolution, and one in May, it will be entitled The Environmental Show. So through the drama program, the students will be able to actually have a deeper understanding and learning of what takes place during those 2 different ideas or subjects. But I appreciate it, I thank you so very much, and have a great day.
Next is Haley Dykes from Payne Primary School. Trust me.
Hello, my name is Haley Dykes, and I'm a 2nd grade teacher at Payne Primary School. I am absolutely thrilled to receive this award in honor of Jenice Riley. My project is titled Globetrotting with Stratologica, and Stratologica is a revolutionary geography-based computer software program combined with Google Earth, and it provides students with powerful tools to visualize and comprehend the ways in which geography impacts our world. Through the features of this program, students have the ability to virtually globetrot to any location in the world within a matter of seconds from the classroom. This program will allow students to see the world in ways which they may not get to experience otherwise. I believe Stratologica will effectively broaden my students' perspectives of the various parts of the world and the communities and cultures that live there. I also believe this program will increase the knowledge and engagement of my students, as well as the rigor in my instruction. So thank you all so much for this opportunity. My children thank you, my school thanks you, and I'm very excited to learn more about it and get started. Thank you.
Next, I'd ask Lucy Bludler to come up.
Hello, I teach kindergarten at McMahon Christian Academy, and this is a little bit different from what I do every day with kindergarten kids. But I just wanted to tell you, when I was working on a project, I decided to work on 2 different areas, so I really had 2 different goals with my project. The first is to increase the students' awareness of the importance of voting. Our school is located in our church, which happens to be the polling place for the surrounding community. Our students get an inside look into the voting process. So I just thought it would be a great idea for us to make some posters, patriotic themed posters, to thank the members of the surrounding community for taking the time to vote. And we will hang these posters in the corridors leading to the voting area. The second goal for our project was to increase the students' knowledge of the United States and the state of Alabama. And we are going to do this through small group instruction, using materials such as iBooks, books, iPad, primary globe, primary puzzles and games. I just wish you could all see how excited my kindergarten students are about getting these new materials. Today was a planned professional development day in my school, so no students today. On Friday, when I reminded them that they didn't have school on Monday, one of the little boys said, "Oh yeah, it's a holiday." And the little girl said, "Is it a holiday? What's the holiday?" And he goes, "You know, it's the day Miss Flores going to get all our new things for our classroom." Holiday. So that gives you right now, you get the mental picture, but they're so excited about it, and I am too, and I just thank you so much for this opportunity and for this scholarship.
And we did have one teacher who had a previous engagement and couldn't make it, but Lisa Roberts, who teaches the 4th and 5th grade at J. Williams Elementary School in Huntsville, Alabama. Her project was entitled Alabamians Inspire and Impact the World. This curriculum-based project to introduce students to Alabamians who made a profound impact on the world during the 20th century. Now, I think that our wonderful teachers deserve another round of applause, and I'd ask you to thank them. At this time, I'd ask Patsy if she'd like to come up and make a comment or two.
When I agreed to do this, I thought it was going to be at the reception. They say to cry every year. I had no idea I was going to be crying in front of this many people. This is an amazing day. Our whole family loves this particular day because we do honor Jenice. She becomes alive again for us, because she would have absolutely loved when I got to pour your water. People in Clay County drink after each other. It's okay. It was not until my children moved to Birmingham that they quit drinking, with everyone. Jenice would have absolutely loved each and every one of the projects from the teachers. She would have connected with each project. We're here not just to honor Jenice, but we're here, my family is here, to honor the Alabama Humanities. What a difference this organization makes in thousands of people's lives each and every day. We are here to honor the teachers because you went that little extra day, minute, hour to get the form, to fill it out, to go through the process, to get that extra money, to do that extra thing for those extra special children that are going to be our exceptional Alabama adults one day. All these children that are affected in small and large ways through the scholarship money will one day be our doctors, our pastors, our principals, and our teachers. You notice I left out politicians, didn't I? I want to say a very, very special thank you to two people. One, Jenice, because if she had not been the young lady that she was, we would not probably be standing here today to honor her. She was special in every way, in every day. But there's another person that, because of this wonderful mind and heart and generosity and persistence, and that is Mr. Edgar Weldon. Edgar, thank you. worked so well together, and Jenice loved Mr. Weldon so much. And not too long after she passed, he got in touch with me and met me at our son's office, and he said, I think I'd like to do, and I hope, Edgar, you don't mind me telling this little story, because to me, it's just like it happened yesterday. He said, I've been thinking about something. I think we might need to do a scholarship at the University of Alabama, Roll Tide, for Jenice, and give it to one teacher, one student that wants to be a teacher. And God just really led him in a different direction, and I was thrilled to death. He said, no, we can make this go so much farther, and we can touch so many more lives by doing different teachers through the Alabama Humanities program. And till the day I take my last breath, this will be one of the most special days that the Riley family is called upon and come with such gratitude. It is hard. It is very hard. I feel like I'm in a dream. You know, and when we talk about the Jenice Riley, it's like, well, where is she? Jenice would be so humbled. She would be in such awe of this day, and I think that's what it is for me. I'm in such awe of it. For the first time in her little life, and in the first time in my little life, we're speechless. There's not enough words to tell you how much this means to us. But we're here to honor teachers. Teachers go, make a difference. Make a difference in those children's lives so that one day they'll remember, wasn't there a teacher that gave this money because of this teacher? We don't know who she is, but we sure are glad that we got to do all the special things that we're doing. As the Lord would have it, I continue to find things of Jenice's. They are here, they are just all about. I just found a list about 2 months ago that she made. And I'm not going to tell you the whole list, but the one thing that I think is so appropriate for today on her 10 things I want to do to change my life this year. One of them was to truly make a real difference in other people's lives. I found an old t-shirt that she wore forever when she taught school in Atlanta in an inner city school. And even the little kindergartners and first graders were almost as big as she was. So she had a few challenges there. But I found an old t-shirt that she wore, and I shared this as much as I could from memory to the reception last year. I found the old t-shirt because she knew I didn't need to stumble and fall. I want to share the old t-shirt that she wore. 100 years from now. 100 years from now, it won't matter about my bank account. She never really worried too much about that. You can ask her daddy. 100 years from now, it won't matter what kind of house or home I live in. And 100 years from now, it won't matter what kind of car I drove. She could tear them up in about 6 months, Beck, couldn't she? 6 months was a good car for her. 100 years from now, the world will be different because I was important to the life of a child. Thank you so much.
Patsy, Governor, that's wonderful. We appreciate everything you've done, obviously, with you and your family, and thank you for everything you've done and your commitment to service to the state. We appreciate it. But before we move on to the luncheon, I promise we're going to eat in a few minutes. I do want to kind of go back and really thank and bring up and talk about Edgar Weldon. Edgar, if you please stand, because this is, we want everybody to see who you are. I want everybody to stand up. Come on. are now. And additionally, another thing that Edgar has done this year through Jan and Tom Bailey and Edgar, the Humanities Foundation is proud to present to each of the schools that won today a 45-book library of the book series called Alabama Roots. It's a series of biographies about notable Alabamians written for the third through 8th graders. So Edgar, we thank you and the Baileys for this very much. As a former board member, Edgar, I just want to thank you for everything you've done. This program has been wonderful. These teachers appreciate it, and the previous teachers have appreciated it, and we thank you very much. With that, Mr. Chairman, turn it over to you.
Thank you, Armin. I was just listening to all the incredible work that our teachers in the state are doing. And I just commented to Mark. Mark Crosswhite and I are of the same generation. We grew up in the 80s, and I have to think that back in Ashland Elementary School in 1971, at this particular time, we would probably be coloring pumpkins. So I just want to thank you for how far we've come in our state and how far we've come in education. To salute the teachers. At this time, it is my honor, it's certainly my honor to serve as chairman of the Alabama Board of Humanities Foundation Board in this, our 40th anniversary and our 25th luncheon. So thank you for being here with us today. I would like to introduce to you the head table, and please hold your applause until the end. To my far right, Ms. LaWanna Bradford, a member of our board. Please stand. Ms. Chrissy Nettles, also a board member. Mr. Jeremy Dollar with AAA Cooper, who you will hear a little more about later. Mr. Mark Crosswhite, who we will introduce more formally from Alabama Power. Ms. Betty McMahon, who will be honored today, along with Dr. Jack Hawkins, Mr. Chancellor. Al Head, member of our board, and of course Armin Kaiser, our executive director. Please join me in honoring them. Thank you. And now I'd like to call on LaWanna Bradford, a member of our board of directors, who will give the invocation. She's Vice President and Director of Corporate Social Responsibility at Regents Bank. LaWanna.
Thank you, Glenn. Good afternoon. Let us pray. To our Creator God, on this beautiful day, in this wonderful place, we give you thanks for bringing us together in recognition and celebration of those being honored. You are the source of all that is good and all of our blessings. As we gather here today, we pray that we are ever mindful of the opportunities to render service to our community and those in need. Give us open minds, a clear understanding, and a steady purpose to make the most of our talents and lead us into the areas of work where we can best be of service to others. We are thankful for this day that you have given us, for its blessings, its opportunities, and its challenges. We pray for strength and guidance. May we be challenged to give our best always, and may we be assured of your presence. As each of us gives our own thanks according to our own personal persuasions, let us dwell on thoughts that bind us together. You blessed us with family, friends, laughter, and grateful hearts. Now let us offer thanks for the food and drink which we are about to receive. We pray that it will be nourishment for our bodies and minds. Amen.
Thank you, LaWanna. Please enjoy your lunch. Ladies and gentlemen, please continue to enjoy your lunch. I know many of you have not finished, so please enjoy the lunch. We want to get started so we can we want to be very respectful of your time. There are many today that we would like to honor and recognize, so if you would indulge us a few moments to do that. First, our event sponsors. Obviously, this wonderful luncheon would not be possible without them. And today, many of them are here and are represented throughout this room. The Daniel Foundation, I saw members of their board, and that's a wonderful organization. The Daniel Foundation, Regents Bank, our friends at Regents Bank, Bradley Air, Bolton Cummings, and Vulcan Materials. Again, our sponsors for today. Please join me in giving them a very special round of applause. And last but not least, Protective Life. Thank you, Protective. Let's give them a special round. Johnny, if I forget you on the front end, you get thanked on the back end. So thank you so much. We appreciate it very much. And very loyal to this organization. We also have a couple of elected officials who've been, again, very loyal to our organization and faithful to us through the years. I know State Senator Gerald Dial is here. Senator, nice to see you. Thank you for being here. Please stand. Thank you, Senator. Senator's wife, Faye, is a very dedicated member of our board, and I think I saw State Representative Alan Booth. Is Representative Booth here? Representative, nice to see you, sir. Thank you for being here. Also, each year, as you're about to witness, we honor businesses and individuals with special recognition who've been wonderful to our organization, and we appreciate them very much. And several of them are here today. Elaine Hughes, I think Elaine's here, who's been honored in the past. They would all please stand, those that are with us today. Don Noble, I know Don's here. Where's Don? In the back. Thank you. Don, hey, how are you? Good to see you back there. John Rochester, Judge Rochester, who's also a board member of ours, been honored. Edgar Weldon. Edgar, you get to stand again, Edgar. This is the last time, I promise. And Leah Atkins. Where's Leah? I know she's here. Atkins, thank you. Please join me in thanking them for their service and honor of the past. And we have current and former board members with you today. We can have all current and former board members of our organization. Please stand and be recognized. Wow. So current, thank you, and our former, welcome back. Glad to see you today. And finally, I would like to thank the AHS staff. I was just talking with Mark Crosswhite about our staff and how that's we can have wonderful board members, and it doesn't matter unless you've got those who can make things happen. And let me assure you, at this organization, we do. Could I just ask that our staff would please stand, or at least wave to us? Where's our staff? Probably working. In the back. There we go. Let's stand up. Okay. There you go. Thank you. Whether you're a scholar, or a humanities program participant, or a donor, or you're affecting the quality of life in the humanities in our wonderful state, we want to thank you today. So please accept our deepest appreciation. And now to the awards. Our first Humanities Award is going to be presented today, recognizes a business or an organization which has made outstanding contributions to the humanities through their support of our organization. And to present this year's Charitable Organization Humanities Award is Chrissy Nettles, our Public Relations Committee chair. Chrissy, will you please come forward?
One of the most impressive programs that we're able to bring throughout the state is our Museum on Main Street, Moms, which is a collaboration with the Smithsonian. It's in Athens this month. If you haven't had a chance to see this exhibit, it is incredible. It's in Athens right now. It's a traveling museum. The theme for this year is the way we worked. And Tom, Ryan sent me a few details about how we get this from one place to another. We've been in almost every county in Alabama over the last couple of years, and for 15 years, AAA Cooper Transportation has provided free of charge the transport of this museum from one town to the next. So I will give you a few more details about that impressive organization. I wanted to recognize Jeremy Dollar, who's here from AAA, and Tim Birch, who's the manager of the Birmingham Distribution Center. If you could wave and let us know. Okay, there it is, right there. We're going to give you a few details about the kinds of things they pack up and move for us. To give you an idea of the expense of shipping a Museum on Main Street exhibit from Pell City to Athens or Ashland to Andalusia, a typical exhibit consists of 12 to 15 crates and weighs 1.5 to 2.5 tons. AAA Cooper Transportation's generosity is central to the success of our Museum on Main Street education program. Last year alone, AAA Cooper made it possible for nearly 25,600 school children and adults in small cities to tour and benefit from the way we worked. Many of those would never have been able to participate and experience and benefit from an exhibit of this caliber. We're honored today to have with us Mr. Jeremy Dollar, City Sales Manager for Birmingham, to accept this award in appreciation of years of invaluable support. As Tom points out, we are the envy of other Humanities Foundation organizations. This is a huge contribution on their part to bring to very many communities in Alabama. We couldn't do it without them. On behalf of the Mount Alabama Humanities Foundation Board of Directors, it's my pleasure to present AAA Foods and Transportation with the Charitable Organization Award. We are so grateful.
Thank you, Kristen. It is an honor to be associated with the Alabama Humanities Foundation. We are very proud of the small part we play in helping this group fulfill its mission. As an Alabama-based company, many of our employees are benefactors of the hard work of the foundation and understand the enhanced quality of life we enjoy as a result. Our system handles thousands of shipments each day, and every single shipment is important to us. But being directly involved in the Smithsonian's traveling exhibit has a real and powerful impact on our team. There's a sense they're a part of something much bigger, and they're proud of that fact. They're helping bring a part of the world to their fellow citizens that many would otherwise never experience. As a motor carrier, we're generally more comfortable operating quietly behind the scenes. Usually, if we were noticed, it's because something did not go as we expected. On behalf of the Dove family, AAA Cooper Transportation, our 5,000 employees, and their families, I would like to thank the Alabama Humanities Foundation for letting us be a part of this remarkable mission and recognizing AAA Cooper with the Charitable Organization Award. Thank you.
Thank you, congratulations. AHF has created an award that recognizes and honors service to the humanities, and it is named after a very special individual indeed, and it is named in memory of Mr. Wayne Greenhaw. Look around the room and I see many of you knew Wayne and the great contributions he made to this state. In fact, his wife, Judge Sally Greenhaw, does not like to be recognized, but I'm going to do it, Judge. Judge Greenhaw, could you please stand and let us thank you? Judge Greenhaw's contributions also to this organization are very worthy, and we appreciate it. Wayne Greenhaw was the epitome, in my opinion, of what the humanities mean, and an individual who exhibited that in this state. He was a renowned author, public service, commentator, and Judge, as you know, he was not afraid to give his opinion when wanted and sometimes when not. And we appreciate it and we miss him. Now at this time, I would like to ask Al Head, who was the Executive Director of the Alabama Council of Arts and a member of our board, to present the 2014 Greenhaw Service Award.
Thank you, Glenn, and let me say what a pleasure it is to be here. I enjoy coming every year, but particularly honored to be asked to participate in this award presentation. You've heard a little bit about Wayne Greenhaw. Many in the room knew him. I certainly did, and what a great ambassador for the state of Alabama, the Humanities Foundation, and a great ambassador for the role of the humanities in our society. So very fitting that this award would be named after him, and I was privileged to be able to know him and cross paths with Wayne over quite a number of years. Today, we are here to recognize Jack Hawkins, the recipient of the Wayne Greenhaw Service Award. In many ways, Jack Hawkins does not need an introduction to this group, or any group that knows a lot about Alabama. His service, his public service, his leadership is widely recognized. But a little bit of background is in order here. Jack Hawkins is a native of Mobile, graduated from Murphy High School, did his undergraduate work at Montevallo, famed member of the Montevallo Mafia. Along with the Clay County Mafia, I think they run a sizable part of the state here. I keep hearing about the Clay County Mafia all the time on board, and it's pretty significant. Jack is a decorated Marine officer, served in Vietnam veteran. After a number of responsible positions in the field of education and healthcare, he became the president of the Alabama Institute for the Deaf and Blind. For the past 25 years, he has served as chancellor of Troy University with 4 campuses here in Alabama and degree programs around the United States and literally around the world. There are just so many examples of his work at Troy. I think this week, the last couple of weeks, the Confucius Institute is recognizing its 10th anniversary on campus at Troy, and what a great partnership that has been. Another fairly recent addition to Troy has been the Johnson Center for Economic Policy that Jack brought about and kind of made happen, but it's a cutting-edge teaching and research center dealing with economic policy housed there at Troy. Jack is someone who has been given many awards, as you would think. Recently, he received the Distinguished Public Service Award from the Secretary of the Air Force. So his reputation is known in Alabama, but certainly beyond. As a Troy alum, I can say that over the years, his leadership and his service, his vision has achieved iconic status there in Troy, on the campus, and here in the state. But today we are here to recognize and honor Jack's contribution to the humanities. He served on the Humanities Board from 1988 to 92, contributing significantly. He has sponsored and been involved in helping to sponsor a series of super institutes at Troy, numerous workshops, and a wide range of receptions, not only celebrating the work of AHF, but also celebrating the humanities, the importance of the humanities here in Alabama. I have personally watched him forge many partnerships in getting things done, but perhaps there's not a greater partnership or partner than his wife Jenice, who currently serves on the Humanities Board, and she is indeed a force unto herself in terms of getting things done and having vision and working hard, but they art and Greek, they do reflect a great partnership. Jack, I've known a long time, and what a shining example of leadership and service for his home state. As with Wayne Greenhaw, he's an incredible ambassador for the state of Alabama, certainly an ambassador for Troy University. But for the Alabama Humanities Foundation, his contributions have been immense. So it is a really special honor for me today to be part of this presentation to recognize Jack Hawkins for the Wayne Greenhaw Service Award.
Thank you, Al. It's indeed an honor for me to receive this award, and I'm humbled by those comments. I must tell you, though, that Al Hidd is a walking conundrum. He was recognized 5 years ago as the outstanding director of all arts councils in the United States. But if you go back far enough, he also served as a quarterback. Now, how do those match up? He is a great man. Thank you so much. This is a real treat to see so many friends and people within my work for so many years. Certainly, Governor Ms. Riley, it's always great to see them and the great supporters they were and continue to be for higher education in this state. It's great to see people I've worked with, including my colleagues, so many from Troy University, from my alma mater, Alabama College, or now the University of Montevallo, people I've worked with at the Institute for Deaf and Blind. As I saw my colleagues from AIDP, I was mindful of a quote that was shared by Helen Keller. She said, "The best and most beautiful things in life can't be seen or touched. They must be felt in the heart." You know, I think she had the humanities in mind when she made that comment. Because in my estimation, the humanities truly separates the civilized from the uncivilized, and in many ways, the educated from the uneducated. And I know that's what all of us strive to do every day, is to promote education and the pure sense. I'm delighted colleagues from the Daniel Foundation are here. I'm delighted to see colleagues with whom I work from the Better Business Bureau here. I would have to say to my wife, Jenice, she and I believe in the arts in the Alabama Humanities Foundation. She, more than I, has contributed to the work of the Humanities Foundation. And I'm humbled by the award, but I'm particularly honored. And I was honored a few minutes ago when Judge Sally Greenhaw said, "I endorse this award." I'm humbled because this bears the name of my friend, Wayne Greenhaw. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Each year, the Alabama Humanities Foundation also honors an individual whose achievements strengthen the humanities in our great state. And this year we have a very special honoree. Her volunteer service is legendary, but I'm not going to steal Luana's thunder. But she also, I almost did, she also has some very special friends here who have sponsored today in Huntington College, and we're glad they're here to cheer this nominee on. But I do call on Luana Bradford to present the next award.
Good afternoon again, and thank you for not taking my spot. I have the pleasure of introducing the 2014 Alabama Humanities Award recipients. And I know she has family here, so we want to recognize them. A lifelong contributor to the cultural life of Birmingham, Miss Betty McMahon has been a teacher, community leader, philanthropist, and patron. When I spoke with several individuals who know you well and asked them to just give me some comments, they included things like committed to her family, compassion, and caring nature for other people, makes contributions behind the scenes for the humanities as a community leader, takes on many leadership roles and participates in numerous humanities and arts programs across Alabama. And she is a great dancer. She is a longtime resident of Birmingham, and she began her teaching profession at Berry High School in Hoover. Her early love of the humanities, however, came to maturation at Huntington College. As a graduate of Huntington College, she has been heavily involved with the college's alumni activities. She has served as the college gift agent, a member of the National Alumni Board, a member of the Board of Trustees, and she was a member of the President's Search Committee. She has an endowed scholarship that bears her name which offers financial assistance to attend Huntington College. She was also honored by the Huntington College Alumni Association with the Alumni Loyalty Award. She has chaired the Birmingham Southern College Fine Arts Society, served on the board of directors of Birmingham Children's Theater, the Red Mountain Theater Company. She, along with many others, was involved with the initial renovation to the Virginia Sanford Theater, and she currently serves on the board of managers. Over the years, Ms. McMahon has been very supportive of the Alabama Theater, the Sidewalk Film Festival, the McWayne Science Center, Birmingham Museum of Art, Alabama Symphony Orchestra, Alabama Ballet, the Lyric Fine Arts, and the UAB's Alan Stevens Performing Arts Center, and she does rest. Now, speaking of the performing arts, since I did say that, I think we have several members of her beloved Sugar Babies dance group with us today. Where are you? There they are. That you didn't have your costume, so we can't expect a performance, but we wanted to recognize you. The Sugar Baby started back in 2002 and has performed free of charge at theater and charity events to help raise funds for charities throughout the state of Alabama. Now, although the humanities is a major benefactor of her community work, her passion for giving back extends beyond the humanities. She has been involved with the YWCA, helped raise funds to support the UAB Center for Aging, and serves on the UAB Neurology Women's Leadership Council. Ms. McMahon has been a delightfully energetic catalyst for the steadfast philanthropic supporter of the Alabama Humanities. Please help me in thanking and recognizing this year's Alabama Humanities Foundation honoree, Ms. Betty McMahon.
I really am amazed that I'm receiving an award for something that I've been involved in, that I feel so strongly about, and that I've enjoyed over all these years. Just doesn't seem quite right, but I appreciate it more than you know. But I do appreciate what the Alabama Humanities Foundation does, both in the way of promoting cultural events and in education. That's the most important thing, I think, that we have to deal with in our country, and particularly in our state. I grew up with two brothers, and then John and I have three sons, and I even have four grandsons, two of whom are here today. So I grew up loving sports, and I still do. But my heart and my passion lies with the arts, whether it be dance, theater, art, film, music, drama, whatever. That's where my passion lies, and that's what I love to be involved in. And it's been a joy over all these years to do that. The other thing I love is Huntington College. I just celebrated my 50th anniversary weekend at the school this past weekend, and I'm just delighted to have my friends here. And I wish y'all would stand up, because you mean a lot to me, you mean a lot to this group. So stand up. It's just a joy to know that you're here. I also appreciate all my friends that are here today. It means a lot to me that you come out to support me. And of course, my family sitting over here, that they've been very special and are special to come today. My Sugar Babies, I couldn't do without them. They have added, in the last 12 years now,
a certain joy in my life that is just unmeasurable. So thank y'all for coming. If you come back on November 3rd, we'll be in this same ballroom, and we will be dancing. That's for the Dancing with the Silver Stars to benefit the UAB Center for Aging. Little plug in there. And I especially want to thank my husband, John, because he's been supportive of me in some of the activities that I've been involved in. Most of the activities over the years. And to end this, I'd like to give you a little quote from Caroline Kennedy that I found the other day. The arts are really what makes this country strong. We always think it's our economy or our military power, but in fact, I think it's our culture, our civilization, our ideas, and our creativity. Thank you again very much.
Thank you, Betty. How about one more round of applause for all of us? It's now my honor to introduce our keynote speaker. The AHF family felt very honored when Mark Crosswhite agreed to be our speaker. We believe that he's a great choice, and I think you're going to agree. But I think sometimes people wonder, well, how did that happen, or what's behind the scenes? And so I'm going to tell you about that today. But I also want to remind you that I think many times when we hear about individuals or those who are about to bring a speech to us or greetings, we talk a lot about their accomplishments. Well, they're in your program, so I'm not going to talk a lot about Mark Crosswhite's accomplishments today. So I think you might want to know a little bit more about him, which I think now you might be a little nervous because I don't know how much he knows about what I know about him, but you're about to find out what I do know. But I will tell you that it was not lost on our group that certainly we invited one of the most influential members of the business community of the state, and that alone would have been a reason enough to have him as our speaker. And also the support of Alabama Power Foundation and the company to not only our organization, but so many nonprofits across this state. I look out over the audience and see board members and fellow committee members throughout the years, and their support has been, for many of us, I'm not sure how we would continue. And again, that would also be a reason. But there are other reasons, and they have to do with humanities. Mark's career, if you will, or certainly his career in education, or his education, he is a history major. I don't know how many of you know that, but he's a history major. So when I heard that, I realized that that might be someone we need to hear from. But there are also even other reasons, and I'm going to provide some of those to you. I found out actually what Mark's reading right now. I thought you might be interested in that, and I think it will give you a little glimpse into the person that he is. So currently, or he's just completed reading, The History of the Norman Conquest, A Short History of England, Theodore Rex, Ancient Zigzag. I should slow down. I see some of my Alabama Power Company friends taking notes, and so I'll give you this speech a little later. The Rise and Fall of the Roman Empire, Sailing the Wide Dark Sea, Why the Greeks Matter, and just to let you all know that Mark Crosswhite has a wild side, he's reading Cleopatra. It's a tough read. Well, now you know what he's reading, but what does he listen to? You heard music and how important music is to humanity, so I thought maybe we can find out what he likes to listen to. He wouldn't give me a lot of that information, but what he said is I was a product of the 80s, and while I like the music, I'm not particularly proud of the music. Nor should you be, Mark, because I too am a product of the 80s. So I would remind you that it might be things like these ever popular hits, Hip to Be Square. I'll let you draw any conclusions there you'd like. Wild Wild West, remember that one? We Built This City, Come On Eileen, but I'm thinking his favorite might be Walk Like an Egyptian, considering that reading list. And this is the stuff you can't, I just love this. What about favorite movies? The Godfather. I'm not going to touch that one either, Mark, so that's the only one I got out of that. But you might also know and need to know that while not widely published, Mark Crosswhite worked tirelessly to support and grow the law school at the University of Alabama, to make it and help turn it into one of the top law schools in this country. Again, that was not widely reported, but his work there was tireless. So what we think we offer you today, Mark Crosswhite, is a man of great accomplishments, certainly. You know that. One of our state's finest leaders when it comes to economic development and growing our state and making it stronger. But I'm reminded of what Steve Jobs once said, and I think it describes our speaker. He said, I always thought of myself as a humanities person as a kid, but I liked electronics. Imagine that. Then I read something about one of my heroes, Mr. Edward Land of Polaroid, and he said this, I stand at the intersection of humanities and sciences, and I decided that's what I wanted to do. I think Mark stands at such an intersection, and for those of us who carry a love in our hearts for the humanities, we're glad you do. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mark Crosswhite.
I don't have to share your water. I might when we get before you, Chris. I'm also going to move that. One last clock. It is right and read. Well, thank you. Thank you for that nice introduction, Gwen, and thank all of y'all for being here. Let me start by congratulating Betty and Jack, AAA Uber Transportation. Congratulations. That's very well-deserved recognition, so thank y'all again. I also want to congratulate and thank the Alabama Humanities Foundation for 40 years of service to the state. That's terribly, terribly important. Now, Gwen's kind of gotten ahead of me on that talk. That was supposed to be the big lead-up as to why I'm not here. Some of you may have been wondering if Gwen hadn't told you I was here, maybe why I'm here. You know, Alabama Power is a company full of engineers and scientists and accountants, finance folks, linemen, people with a very technical kind of background. So what can Crosswhite possibly talk to y'all about the humanities? Well, I wanted to do what I've just done, to say thank you. What you do, what the humanities does to this state is very, very important. The humanities always have been a part of my life. I grew up, as Gwen would suggest, with a great love for reading. I especially grew up loving biographies and history. U.S. history, medieval history, and yes, ancient Rome were my favorite topics. Loved reading about it. When I went to college, I was a history major. I even thought about getting a doctorate in history before I decided to go to law school. When we started talking about this talk, I started looking around my office to see what do I have in my office that might inspire me. What should I come and say to you today? Well, on the walls, I have historical maps. And I've got photographs from the early days of Alabama Power. If I look on my bookshelf, I've got artifacts from our archives. Got the Code of Alabama for all the lawyers in the room. And I've got a couple of very good histories. One of those books is called Alabama, The History of the Deep South State. It is a very, very well done history book. And I know that my good friend, Dr. Atkins, is here with us today. She's one of the co-authors of that book. Leah is one of the great historians of our state. The reason I have the prop here is another book that I have in my office. This is also done by Leah, and it's called Developed for the Service of Alabama, and it's the centennial history of Alabama Power Company. Now, it is a definitive work on the history of our country. And any of you who would like to come up here and try to lift it, you'll see what I mean as being definitive. It is a tome that she did, and it's very, very well done. So, why am I here? I come today as a friend and as a student of the humanities. So it's easy to explain why I'm here. But I'm not here as Mark Crosswhite today. I'm here on behalf of Alabama Power Company. So the question, I guess, is really why are the humanities important for Alabama Power?
I probably need to get something out of the way first. We are, in the most basic terms, an engineering-based company. We support efforts to enhance STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. We have several programs that support STEM education, including a wonderful program that tries to inspire young women to go into the STEM disciplines. STEM is important to us, but the humanities are also important to Alabama Power Company. We need employees who are creative thinkers, employees who are well-rounded, employees who ask thoughtful questions about our business. The utility industry is going through a period of tremendous change. We have to think more creatively about our business and how it needs to evolve in a changing world. Frankly, we need innovators, employees who can help us think in different ways. We need employees from diverse backgrounds who reflect the growing diversity of our customers and who can help us understand how we can best serve those customers going forward. We need employees with an understanding of our history, our culture, our changing culture, and with the ability to analyze and think creatively. These skills are vital to our future, and they're the skills that are cultivated by the study of humanities. One very important part of our business is economic development. We've been involved with economic development for a very, very long time, going all the way back to the early part of the 20th century. When we were building our very first dams, we knew we needed to attract new industry and new customers to the state so that they would use the power that we were about to produce. We've been involved in economic development ever since. We work in partnership with the state and others around the state to attract new business and new industry to Alabama. And this is true now as it was a century ago. For Alabama Power to grow, the state of Alabama must grow. Now, many of the companies we pursue are global in nature. Mercedes, Hyundai, Airbus. Understanding the culture and the needs of these multinational companies is critically important to our ability to recruit them. So that's just one of the connections between the humanities and economic development. There's another connection that some people outside this room might not understand. The arts and humanities are an industry in their own right. Last year, the Alabama State Council on the Arts released an impressive report. It quantified the impact of the creative industries in Alabama. You're part of an $8.7 billion Alabama industry. And that's very important. We have 4,700 businesses in the state that fit into the arts and culture categories. It's an industry that employs 71,000 people in fields such as film and media, visual arts and design, writing, and publishing. Alabama Power is one of those employers. Our communications group employs writers, graphic designers, and audiovisual experts. They're some of the most creative people we have in our entire company. 71,000 people. To put it in perspective, that's the equivalent of 71 Airbus plants. Once the Airbus plant in Mobile starts operating at full steam. I mentioned how the humanities inform our efforts to recruit global companies like Airbus. Let me add that to that a bit. Very often, what states have to offer in the way of industrial incentives, infrastructure improvements, worker training, it can be fairly level across the board, pretty even. So that part of the package can be a wash. When that happens, companies start looking more closely at what states can offer beyond just dollars and cents. They start looking at quality of life issues that can distinguish one place from another. Alabama's historical and cultural attractions, the state's natural beauty, the strength of our educational institutions, These can be the difference that leads to landing a new employee for the state. That's one reason why Alabama Power strongly supports humanities organizations. Our state's artistic, cultural, and educational institutions. We also do it, of course, because it enriches the lives of all of us who live here in Alabama. There's another strong connection between the humanities and economic development. More than ever, the best and brightest of our young people want to know what we can offer them in terms of culture, entertainment, food, before they decide where they'll settle down. We need this creative class of young people, the ones who can reshape a neighborhood or a city, entrepreneurs, artists, extraordinary thinkers. We need them to locate here. And without a vibrant culture, they won't come. We've been thinking about this young creative class and how to keep them and how to draw them here from other places. That thought process is informing our philanthropic and economic development projects across the state, including some right here in Birmingham. We've been a strong supporter of the parks and greenways in Jefferson County, including the creation of the Red Mountain Park, Railroad Park, and the soon-to-open Rotary Trail. These are game-changing projects for Birmingham on several levels. But we also know they're important to the young people and young families who look for those types of amenities when they're trying to decide where to live. Some of this thinking has gone into our plans to redevelop the historic Powell Avenue steam plant right in the center of the fast-developing Parkside area of downtown Birmingham. We're still in the conceptual phase of that project, but we see Powell Avenue as a catalyst for further growth and economic development downtown and across Birmingham. We don't yet know exactly what will be in the building, but culinary and cultural attractions are certainly in the mix. This issue, keeping the best and the brightest and drawing the best and the brightest to Birmingham and Alabama is personal for me. I have two sons. One's a senior at the University of Alabama and one's a senior in high school. I want them to stay in Alabama when they graduate. I want them to raise their families and my grandchildren here. I know many of you have children and grandchildren and probably want the exact same thing. I know we need to offer them more than just a job to get them to stay in Alabama. What you do, what the humanities provide, is tremendously important. The humanities can help us keep our young people here and bring others to our state. So how can we in this state, how can we help foster what you do? How do we continue to promote and develop our rich culture? How do we help spread the word about the importance of humanities? Well, often back to education. Strong education system is the bedrock for fostering a vibrant cultural community, and the humanities are a vitally important part of educating our young people. We've made some progress, but we still have a ways to go. As we all know, we have several of the very best school systems in the country, well-funded with local support, producing high-performing students. But many, many school systems in our state, especially those in poor and rural areas, are struggling with low scores, dropout issues, limited funding, and inadequate resources. There's no magic bullet to solve these very real and very difficult challenges, but Alabama Power is committed to working with you and others to find ways to address them. We've refocused our efforts to support education under an umbrella that we've started calling Brighter Minds. Brighter Minds encompasses a number of initiatives. One of the most important is early learning. Quality early learning and pre-K programs can help set children on a better course to stay in school and to stay out of trouble. Young people who attend a quality early learning program improve their odds for success in life. The Alabama Humanities Foundation clearly understands the connection between early learning and greater success for our children. Your primetime family reading initiatives brings family together at local libraries to participate in reading, discussion, and storytelling. It's a great program that complements early learning efforts. The state of Alabama has a model early learning program. It's called First Class Pre-K. Our state developed it. Other states are now emulating it. It's proven and it's effective. But limited funding in Alabama means that just 12% of our 4-year-olds are being served by the program. We need to start working to change that. So today, I'm pleased to announce that the Alabama Power Foundation is making a contribution to help support First Class. The foundation is awarding grants of $10,000 each to 14 classrooms across the state. The grant will go directly to classrooms in underprivileged communities to support their pre-K programs. It's not a magic bullet, but it's a start. Education, the humanities, economic development, they're all intertwined. In fact, I don't think it's a stretch to say that a stronger education system, one that starts with quality early learning, can ultimately help create a stronger economy. If we work to better develop young minds so that they grow into independent and creative thinkers, we're establishing the innovative and productive workforce that our state needs to succeed in the long run. The humanities are vital to developing these innovative and creative thinkers. Every business needs them. And I know that Alabama Power certainly does. I want to say thank you very much for the opportunity to speak with you today, and thank you for all that you do in the Humanities Foundation for the state of Alabama. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark, for those inspiring words. Before we close today, Armin Kaiser has the last words.
And they're going to be very brief. I just again want to thank all of y'all for coming and joining us today. It's good to see so many friends here and help and supporters. To all of you, our patrons and the people who have helped us. We have a patron gift. If you'll go up to the side table and you've got a little ticket, and we'll give you a little something. Each one of you has a cup. Take it away with you. I know everybody needs another coffee cup. Please enjoy it. Take it every time you pick up that cup. You'll think about us, and you'll think about the humanity. You'll think about the wonderful award winners we had today. And in final closing, I want to thank our staff back there. Alma, I want you to stand. Alma. Dion. They did a great job. Thank you very much, and we'll see y'all next year.